Good afternoon, welcome to your Co-op Community Stadium for Leamington's third home game in a week as their demanding fixture list shows no sign of letting up following their delayed start to the season. The Breaks couldn't have responded to last Saturday's 3-0 dissection at the hands of Curzon Ashton in any better fashion in midweek, following up their disappointing afternoon with a resolute and courageous performance to come from behind to beat promotion hopefuls Gateshead here under the night sky on Tuesday night. Today sees the visit of yet another one of the league's promotion candidates to Harbury Lane. After falling at the final hurdle of the playoffs 2 seasons ago to Altrincham, Boston haven't made an ideal start in a campaign where their aim will be to go one better and give National League football to the Jakemans Community Stadium. This was a happy hunting ground for Boston United last season, coming away 4-0 victors in the opening game of the curtailed campaign. With 7 red cards dished out across the last 5 meetings between these two, and after the September heatwave we've witnessed over the past week, temperatures could well boil over here this afternoon. Mooney can't win the header forward, picked up by Platt, offloaded to the left hand side to Leek. Leek squeezes the ball down the left flank, picked up by Martin, looking for Turner in field, who's claimed to be caught late by the steering Tom Platt, but Meredith can pick up the loose ball on the left hand side and stretch his legs up to the edge of the penalty area. Ball across goal is easily picked up by Sykes Kenworthy as Edwards continues to complain to the referee as Turner remains on the deck in the centre circle. But an opportunity for Leamington to get the ball in the penalty area. Clark lobs the ball up towards Mooney, right hand side of the penalty area, faced by Shields, flashes the ball across and Turner was arriving. Fantastic reaction save from Sykes Kenworthy as Turner couldn't generate enough power to challenge Sykes Kenworthy above him, and we remain scoreless here, but terrific play by Leamington. Kelsey Mooney edge of the penalty area, fires towards goal, and it has to be tipped over the crossbar by Sykes Kenworthy.
Mooney just looks full of confidence, doesn't he? Different player to what we saw maybe in the first couple of games of the season, but like you say, got the ball down, great bit of play onto his right foot, got over the ball well, struck it like a rocket, and really well tipped over the bar by the Boston keeper.
Parker then, right hand raised from the corner, low towards Edwards, who steers towards goal into the side netting. Well, I think a few behind that goal on the north bank thought that might have been nestled in the back of the net, but he's whiskers away on just the wrong side of the post, from the front post. Well, we mentioned against Curzon Ashton there's a certain quality that Leamington fans expect of their number 9s. They need to run their socks off, work for the team. I think Kelsey Mooney is adjusting to that culture. Turner heads through, Mooney's on the edge of the penalty area, deals with Shields, Mooney steers towards goal, but it's way wide of Sykes Kenworthy. Well, it's not convincing defending at all from Boston United, who said it 1 or 2 times in his opening quarter of an hour. Mooney in the end surrounded by 3 blue shirts, can only steer his effort wide. Kelsey Mooney has come closest to breaking the deadlock here at the Co-op Community Stadium. A fearsome drive that was had to be tipped over the bar by the Boston United keeper. Meanwhile, Boston United come down the other end. Pass intercepted by Meredith, but taken off his toe. Elliott now says Byrne to shoot, and it's just past Jake Weaver's left-hand post, but Dan Meredith just taking a second or 2 longer on the ball than he needed. Dispossessed by Burrow. Elliott with the awareness to backheel to the on-rushing Byrne from the angle. Venomous strike, but way wide of Jake Weaver's goal. The throw-ins over Martin's head. Elliott will pick up and maraud down the left flank. Checks back onto his right foot, just shy of the corner flag. Still with Elliott. Twisting and turning and puts Martin on the floor. Elliott pulls it back. Jack Lane steps out. Brilliant defending from the Leamington centre-back to spare the blushes of his right back and steer the danger away. But fantastic play by Elliott. Tricky feet to find a way past Martin, pulled the ball back, but it was good awareness and reading of the game by Jack Lane on his 100th appearance to steer away the danger for Leamington. Boston will come again down the right flank. Ferguson touches inside, still with Ferguson, steers clear towards the right hand side, and it's Meredith with the sweeping challenge, and he concedes the corner kick on the right flank. Boston in a rare ascendancy at the moment.
Yeah, they have just moved into the ascendancy, haven't they? And it all came from that fantastic play over on that far side by Elliott. Put Martin on his backside, but Boston have the corner now.
Byrne will deliver right into that sea of bodies. Smacked back in by DeMeo. Good save at his front post by Jake Weaver. Fearsome strike from DeMeo on the half volley as the ball eluded everyone.
The ball found its way all the way through to DeMeo. Rasping strike, but Weaver got down well.
Free kick meanwhile to Boston on the halfway line. Lofson towards Shields. Weaver's come an awful long way and got a firm glove on it once again. Byrne picks up on the right hand side, faced by Turner. Platt's made the run beyond him forward. Edwards carrying out his defensive duties. Platt manages to keep the ball in play. It's scrappy defending from Leamington. Off the line from Leamington. And steered to safety by Simeon May, while Leamington are living so dangerously at the moment as they look to counter-attack down the right-hand side. We'll get back to that chance in just a second. Meanwhile, Parker stretching his legs down the right flank, faced by Leek, and just yanks Leek back as he was got the wrong side of Parker. And it'll be a free kick to Boston United. But Leamington so lucky to still be at 0-0.
Platt got all the way to the byline, didn't he? Jack Edwards went down, there was nothing doing. Leamington tried to clear, Simeon May tried to hook it out for a corner and couldn't do so, and as the ball was fired into the box, time seemed to stand still as everyone looked to the linesman to see if it had crossed the line, but the referee clearing his indication to wave it away. And well, like we said, we knew Boston would come in this game, we know the quality they possess, and Leamington lucky to get away with it there.
De Mayo picks up on the left hand side, faced by Martin, looking to find a way past Josh Martin, but instead retreats to Leek. Leek teasing ball into the penalty area, finds Lane, who slams away, but a few hot heads at the moment, can't get the ball down either side. Leek now inside the penalty area, pulls back towards Elliott. Fantastic save by Weaver. Burrow on the follow-up, can't bury the chance, and Leamington clear. Mooney now on the halfway line. This time he is given the free kick, and there's a few complaints from both sets of players, but the closest that either team have come to breaking the deadlock. Terrific save by Weaver down to his near post, and then Burrow just couldn't sort his feet out in time on the follow-up.
What a save from Jake Weaver. He got down so well to the snapshot, but it was the follow-up. He made himself big on the floor, and Burrow looked for all his money like he was going to bury it away and give the Pilgrims the lead, but Weaver managed to keep it out of his net. Leamington escaped, and then Shields picks up a deserved booking on halfway because Leamington looked like for all their money they were about to slide a through ball through. Shields using all his experience to bring his man down on halfway, and the referee just sticks him in the book.
Shane Byrne standing over this for Boston. It's wide, hugging that right touchline just inside the Leamington half. Be a lofted ball into the penalty area, and it goes up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Steered away by Clark and hooked clear by Joe Parker. Kelsey Mooney will look to put Leek under a bit of pressure on the halfway line. Kelsey Mooney's got the better of him. Dan Turner in all sorts of space. One-on-one with the goalkeeper here. Faced by Ferguson. Parker. Dan Turner turning inside. Look for Parker on the right-hand side. Thought about the effort. In the end, it's steered clear by Dan Turner.
Just didn't want it on his left foot, did he, Dan Turner? Looked to chop inside and just didn't get the shot off properly.
Maybe Holleran just looking to shore up that centre midfield.
Simeon May just doesn't look to be moving as freely as he did in that first half.
Meanwhile, Meredith marauding down the left-hand side, feeds Kelsey Mooney. Left-hand side of the penalty area, goes for goal, and it's bounced right in front of Sykes Kenworthy, who had to produce the save down to his left-hand side. But Kelsey Mooney is oozing confidence at the moment after picking up his first Leamington goal in midweek.
Yeah, well, like you say, Meredith, fantastic running through the middle of the park, taking on his man, and as he fed Kelsey Mooney, like you say, Kelsey Mooney's confidence is fantastic at the moment, and he whipped a ball towards that bottom right-hand corner, but it was well saved by Sykes Kenworthy.
It's frightening pace by Meredith, it really is. Turner then, left-hand side, in it goes, right-footed towards the front post, flicked on, and there's Mooney, hits the base of the post, and it's a penalty to Leamington. Well, there was a slight silence in the ground. I'm not sure anyone saw that coming. There was a melee at the front post before the ball was flicked on. A bundle of bodies went down, but the referee decided it was enough for a penalty. Kelsey Mooney couldn't direct his header on target at the back post, but he spared his blushes and he's picked himself up and planted the ball down from 12 yards. It'll be Kelsey Mooney from the penalty spot to give Leamington the lead 17 minutes into the second half. So then, Mooney for his second league goal for Leamington. Up he steps, Kelsey Mooney, saved by the Boston United goalkeeper, and it's cleared by Boston United. Well, a wasted opportunity for Leamington. And for all the confidence that Kelsey Mooney has been oozing this game, he's denied from 12 yards for a fantastic diving save by George Sykes Kenworthy, a low save to his right-hand side.
Yeah, for all the confidence we said that Mooney's been playing with in this game, I just wasn't convinced as he stood there. It was a little bit of a laboured run-up, and he maybe telegraphed it a little bit towards that bottom left-hand corner, but taking nothing away from Sykes Kenworthy. Any goalkeeper that's making a penalty save deserves their credit.
Meanwhile, on the edge of the penalty area, screams are from the Leamington fans for appealing for a foul, but not given on the edge of the Boston penalty area. Leek marauding forward from left back as he has done all afternoon. Stands up towards the back post where Burrow is waiting off the post and straight into the arms of Jake Weaver. Well, the crowd are certainly getting their money's worth this afternoon. Brilliant ball in by Leek. Stand up to the back post. Burrow rose above his marker, nodded it towards goal. Weaver was rooted to the spot and was grateful to see it bounce off the upright and straight into his grateful arms.
Well, the beans on toast hit at both ends. Jake Weaver, a statue there as Burrow's header came down into the ground, up off the post and into his arms, and he looks as surprised as the rest of us, but Leamington escape and this game is not letting up.
They're in the ascendancy for these past 5 minutes or so since the penalty save. In it goes towards the penalty area, dealt with by Edwards. Parker, facing his own goal, manages to steer it away. Platt beats Mooney to the ball. Left-hand side, Boston United stay. Here's DeMeo, cross opportunity maybe. Looking to take on Simeon May into the penalty area. May stands firm and gets the ball away. Platt stands it up towards the back post. Nobody home but Jack Lane, who can head away for Leamington. Turner looking to take on Ferguson. Slick feet from Turner, and he releases Parker down the right flank, who can really open his legs with Leek leaving his left back position vacant. It's towards the back post. Mooney breaks the deadlock for Leamington. It's been coming for the breaks. We didn't know who was going to break the deadlock, but it's Kelsey Mooney. Mooney on a mission, bags his second league goal in a Leamington shirt, and this one finishes off a slick counter-attacking move from the breaks in fantastic fashion.
What a great ball from Joe Parker. Kelsey Mooney, he hasn't sat on his laurels, has he? He hasn't rested on him at all for missing that penalty. Arrived with purpose at the back post, buried his header into the bottom corner from the onrushing Sykes Kenworthy. The breaks find themselves 1-0 up.
Both sides trading headers over the halfway line. Eventually it's picked up by Byrne. What's the response from Boston going to be? They're looking to keep their winning streak going. 2 on the bounce already, but they're being pegged back here at the Co-op Community Stadium. Diamo, lofted ball to the edge of the penalty area, dealt with by Lane. Edwards looking to get Leamington back on the attack, and he's released Dan Turner down the left flank. Good challenge comes in from Shields, but he can't retain possession as Turner escapes and rides the challenge. Parker shaped to shoot from a long way out, got his angles all wrong and dragged the effort well wide, but in the build-up there Edwards was caught heavily by Ferguson, and that allowed Turner to break into the right back position that Ferguson vacated. Great refereeing from Michael Crushman. Well, awkward ball for the Boston goalkeeper to deal with under pressure from Mooney. The Boston goalkeeper's caught in no man's land, picked up by Anderson. Still going, Cameron Anderson one-on-one with the goalkeeper and scores! Cameron Anderson surely puts the nail in the Pilgrims' coffin 5 minutes from time, and it's a goal of Boston United's all undoing. Cameron Anderson grabs his first goal of the campaign, but again the plaudits have to go to Kelsey Mooney for his battling and his signature number 9 work in a Leamington shirt.
Great play from Mooney again. The keeper got lost in no man's land a little bit, did Sykes Kenworthy, but Mooney didn't panic, did he? He didn't show any sort of, didn't know what to do with it. He got the ball down under control really well, and then he had the sort of guile to get it into the feet of Anderson, and it's great composure from Anderson. There's 2 or 3 times where he could have had a snapshot, but he didn't. He took 2-3 touches, slotted it under the body of the despairing Sykes Kenworthy, and breaks take a 2-0 lead, and well, the Boston fans start to evacuate. I wouldn't say either side has played badly, really. I think Leamington have perhaps created a lot more in the second half, but it's been a really even contest.
And Junior English looks to be away into the Boston United half, and he had Tom Platt for company, and Platt brought English down, and surely there has to be a sending off, and it is. Brilliant vision from Simeon May. Took a bouncing ball down on his chest and sent the ball up towards Junior English, who managed to keep himself onside inside his own half. He raced away from Tom Platt, who knew he was beaten for pace, and English had half a ground to himself and half of the Co-op Community Stadium to himself, and Platt had to make the professional foul and take the red card. And Boston United 2 goals down, now a man down, and there's a bit of handbags on the Boston United dugout. And there's the full-time whistle. And well, the Pilgrims sailed here looking for plunder, but they've been sent packing by Paul Holloran's men in gold, thanks to goals from Kelsey Mooney and a first of the season for Cayman Anderson. Really entertaining game here at your Co-op Community Stadium. Either side could have won it, but in the end it was Leamington, the men in gold, who came out in that second half and really wanted all 3 points to themselves and got them. Leamington have sent the Pilgrims packing by 2-0.
So Paul, another 3 points here, good win and a clean sheet. What's your thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, well, the last point, the clean sheet's lovely. I think I had to work really hard for it. We certainly asked a lot of questions of us last 15 minutes of the first half. It was a fantastic first half. I thought the tempo of the game, which we were very good probably for 25 minutes and probably could have gone ahead. And then to be fair, they'll look back at that period for 20 minutes when they put us under a lot of pressure. And we got a little bit rash in that period, I think. Lost a little bit of composure, snatched at things. Sometimes you've just got to try and keep the ball at the net, doesn't matter how you do it. And there's a couple of occasions where it was like last-ditch defending to keep the clean sheet intact. But on the whole of the first half, we deserved something out of it because we were excellent for the first 25, half an hour. Some of our play going forward, some of the quality. Good goalkeeping, bad finishing from both teams probably, kept it at 0-0. And then again, second half, listen, they're very strong centrally, Boston, the system they play. And so obviously, similar to the other night, we knew getting the ball wide was going to be key for us. And you can see what we're trying to be doing Thursday night, getting our full-back stepped up, trying to get an overload there in the wide areas. But then you need the quality, so the first goal was a great counter-attacking move. And then the quality that Joe Park, and then you've got Kelsey, who's got the pure determination and grit and brave to go and win the header and get us ahead. So that was a great moment. Listen, and probably that late in the game they're pushing, aren't they? We've got them on the counter again. So it's a great day for us. They're a good side, Boston, good club. I'm sure key moments in the game they'll look back and probably could have been different, but I don't know. I think the amount of energy we've put in, how hard we've worked, and what was pleasing again, we've looked a threat again all afternoon. All afternoon we looked a threat. We've created 4, 5, 6 really good opportunities today, and we bounced back from the missed penalty as well, which is important. So no, absolutely delighted with everything really.
Kelsey got his first goal on Tuesday, and we got to see a lot more of him today with this hold-up play. Thoughts on his and his goal?
Yeah, well, listen, I always thought it might take maybe 10 games, because he hasn't done over the last, with COVID and with football situations, he hasn't been in a first-team environment for two and a half seasons. He hasn't consistently played games. He hasn't consistently played first-team games. But you can see, watching him at the Villa about 3 years ago and thinking this kid could be all right. And then the journey hasn't gone great, but it's getting him back in a good football environment, getting him to play like a first-team number 9. And he's got all the attributes, hasn't he? He was brilliant, he was fantastic today. His play first half, his all-round general play, for a 21-year-old boy. It was exceptional, and he's got that yard of pace as well. So we're 5 games in. He's got a couple of goals. He's got 2 or 3 assists. Got a missed penalty. So he's been involved in everything. But now he's great, and that's the good thing about keep trying to do it. And you look at Dan Meredith's 20, Josh Martin's 21, whatever. And then you sort of Dan Turner's a young 20s, Kelsey's young 20s. It's great to have that energy around the place and giving young players who think got potential the opportunity to play this level. And if they can put the legwork in and they can do the basics well and they really want to do it, then they get a good crack of the whip here. So delighted with that front 3 again today. I thought it was obviously difficult for Joe Parker and Joe Clark because they'd been out the loop with COVID and injury. So to have such a tough shift on Tuesday night against Gateshead and then again against these today. So obviously both of them have come off, but like I say, front 3. That was, really something we were missing, even though it was probably our best run in this division last year. As a group, as a three, that three, it's exciting, and then you've got boys coming on again. I mean, Cayman Anderson last couple of games, and I love a fighter. I love somebody that when they're up against it and they can see players coming in that are. The gaffer's going with them, but he's giving everyone something to think about Cayman, because he's coming on and he's doing a job for the team, and again he got an assist the other night. And he's actually had the composure to slot that one away. So, listen, a great. I stood here 7 days ago and spoke that, saying about football, that, 7 days prior to that game, the Spennymoor game, we're a bit deflated and whatever, but we just got back at it, back to what we're good at. Back to basics, worked hard, and we put in 2 fantastic. And 7 days later from last Saturday, everyone's like, oh my God, here we go. And that's how it is. So listen, we've got to have a good week and try and prepare for the FA Cup, because we've got a tough game in that. There might be a few leagues below, but they're a good side, of a good results. Got some exciting young players. So but great little break from the league now. So to get 9 points and to beat the teams we've beaten, Spennymoor, Gateshead and Boston, is phenomenal, really. Listen, it's at the moment it's probably exciting to look at these players and see what how they're going to develop. So good stuff.